Truth Unveiled here, and today I have a quick report to share with you. I'm going to be talking about all of the recent hurricanes and all of their projected paths, along with the ocean waters receding and also some of the tropical storms and all of the power outages that have been going on. Now we'll also be taking a look at some very interesting anomalies to see if something is about to be birthed. But right here I'm at the National Hurricane Center, and as you can see right here, Hurricane Jose as of right now is still a Category 1 that's towards the eastern coast of the Atlantic. And then we also have two tropical storms right here. Well, Tropical Depression Lee, that's already at 35 miles per hour, and then this storm right here, Tropical Storm Maria, at 65 miles per hour. And then towards the North Pacific near Mexico, there's Norma that's right here that's at 45 miles per hour. It's a tropical storm right now. And then also Tropical Storm Otis at 60 miles per hour. Later on in the video, I'm going to show you both of these storms and their projected paths and where they are projected to go. But do you find it very interesting and suspicious indeed that they would just so happen to name this storm Jose and this one Maria, especially when you look at their names from the Hebrew origin and how this one comes from Joseph and this one comes from Mary, especially when this is days now before the Revelation 12 sign as of September 23rd, 2017. Do you really think that's a surprise or a coincidence? I've been saying this for a long time and will continue to say it. We know that the elite are getting ready for what? The birthing of their new world order, of their false counterfeit Messiah. That's exactly what they're doing. And of course, they're always using subliminal messages to do so. Now this is the projected pathway of Hurricane Jose. As you can see, it starts right here in the Atlantic, and throughout the week it's supposed to travel up northward towards the New York City area and towards the northeast, where it's then supposed to dissipate somewhere around here. At least this is according to them. Of course, we don't know exactly, but it's important that we stay awake, alert, and aware to the world around us. And then mind you, this is also the path of Hurricane Maria and how it's supposed to go through much of the Caribbean and then travel past Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, finally towards Haiti and up towards the Bahamas, at least throughout the week. And of course, we'll be keeping you updated with these storms and their progress. Now I've gone over this before and I'm going to make sure to leave it in the description box, but here is a website called Ventu Sky where you can actually project the different storms according to their temperature, precipitation, clouds, wind speed, wind gusts, air pressure, thunderstorms, waves, snow cover, and freezing level, and you can track by the day too, as you can see right here. Now as you can see, as of tomorrow actually, according to this right here, this would be as of tomorrow evening, but as you can see, the storm is gaining traction at about wind gusts of close to 100 miles per hour, and this is towards the eastern side of the Carolinas right here. And like I said, I'll be sure to leave this in the description box below. Now, as of the 19th, the storm continues to travel up northward, as you can see right here. And again, these are just projected paths. So again, the storm could go one way, the storm could skate another way. And then as of the 20th, the storm continues going up north, where it then starts to dissipate, where the other projected paths said that it would dissipate basically. And then here are the waves projected. As you can see right here, right now, or as of tomorrow, it'll be close to about 30 feet, and it'll be impacting pretty much around the east coast basically. And then as you keep going, it pretty much continues and travels up northward. Once again, these are just models, so we know anything could change and anything could happen. But of course, we have to be aware of these things. Now with the waves, it only goes up to the 24th of September, and then it pretty much shows you from the remnants of Hurricane Maria and how they project it to be. Now currently, as of tomorrow, this is the projected path of Hurricane Maria, as you can see right down here, where it's near the Caribbean islands once again. And then if you keep going, it gets a little stronger and stronger. And as you keep going, the wind speeds even increase more and more, at least according to this model, basically taking almost the same path as Irma did if you really pay close attention to it. And then as of the 22nd, as we see, the storm is inching closer and closer towards the Bahamas. And then by the 23rd, the storm is basically towards the eastern side of Florida, right next to the Bahamas, at least according to this. And then if it keeps going, the storm travels up northward and goes all the way up until the 26th, gaining traction as it goes according to this. Now, like I said, we don't know how big it'll be, but we do know that it's something definitely to look out for. And then for this storm in particular, as you see, based on the 18th, as of tomorrow, the wind speeds and the waves that it creates isn't so significant. But then as time keeps going from the 19th through the 20th, it starts to gain even more traction, as we've noted before, even with Hurricane Irma. But like I said, this is something that we have to definitely watch out for, going all the way up until the 24th. And like I said, I'll be sure to leave this in the description box below so you also can take a look at this. And during the same week, there was also Tropical Storm Talim, which was number 33, ironically enough, no surprise or coincidence there, that also impacted parts of Japan. And so we're here at USA Today that says nearly 7 million without power in Florida as Hurricane Irma pounds the state. And this was as of earlier this week, and the report itself says nearly 7 million people are without power as Hurricane Irma pounds Florida, FPL officials said Sunday during an emergency operations meeting. The 7 million in the dark represents 3.4 million customer accounts. The company, which serves 5 million accounts representing 10 million people in 35 counties, expects about 3.4 million customer accounts representing 6 million people will lose power in Irma's wake. And then this was reported power was restored to more than 600,000 in Georgia since Irma hit. It says Georgia utility companies are making headway restoring power in the wake of Tropical Storm Irma. Crews spent assessing damage as they work to bring back power to hundreds of thousands of Georgians without electricity. The lights were back on for well over 500,000 customers. However, there are still another 830,000 or so that are still waiting for electricity. That's close to 1 million people. And of course, this reminds us of what happened last week when Hurricane Irma struck Puerto Rico, leaving millions without power there. And just as we've gone over before, when it came to Hurricane Harvey, close to 250,000 people were left without power in Texas due to this hurricane alone. Around the exact same time that a power outage also hit the island of Taiwan around last month, which caused millions of people to be left in the dark around the same exact time as the Earth-X drill, which is when your FEMA, government, and all of the other alphabet soups came together and conducted an international drill to prepare for long-duration power outages through multi-sector exercises, and ever since that's all we've been seeing throughout the entire world. Do you think this is a surprise or a coincidence? And by the way, this is not normal to see power outages affecting tens of millions of people around the exact same time. There is something very interesting and suspicious indeed that's going on right now, and it's time we see with both our eyes open, just like they've also been preparing for black sky hazards, which are catastrophic events that severely disrupt the normal functioning of our critical infrastructures in multiple regions for long durations. And that's all we've been seeing with things such as Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Irma, and the list goes on and on. And some of the man-made hazards that they're preparing for are included too, but not limited to an EMP, an IEMI, what they call cyber terrorism, coordinated physical assaults, and then so-called natural hazards such as earthquakes, GMD or geomagnetic disturbances according to them. We know who it really is, and then hurricanes and other severe weather events, along with many other things. And of course, when it comes to this storm, just like all the other ones, there's a whole lot your mainstream media is not telling you and purposefully not telling you and leaving out of the mainstream. And you're going to see what I'm talking about, because now I'm here from a local report from Caribbean News that says St. Martin reportedly on verge of, quote, civil war after Irma. Now the report says citizens in some news outlets are reporting that the French territory of St. Martin is on the verge of a civil war as organized gangs armed with machetes raid stores and homes, leaving some residents are in fear of their lives. The island, which suffered widespread destruction caused by the hurricane, remains difficult to reach as the airport and marinas were significantly damaged. Video footage of one resident went viral on Sunday after she hinted that there are more deaths than the media is reporting. She begged for residents to be evacuated from the violence and looting, and it's a video of a woman who's speaking in French. I'll be sure to link it in the description box below. But this is just a translation of what she says in English. And mind you, this is not just St. Martin. This is happening in places such as Texas when it comes to Hurricane Harvey, and also places such as Florida and Georgia too with Irma. And of course, the mainstream media is being silent on some things. Why is that the case? But it says here, "Hi everyone. I've lived in St. Martin for more than 20 years. No one fully realizes what's going on now. It's the apocalypse here. The French government is doing nothing. They're just going on TV saying that they are doing this or that, but nothing is being done. The police are not well trained. They haven't lifted a finger to help us out of this mess. Stop showing us footage of destruction here. We know that already. Come help us. We want to get out of St. Martin. We cannot stay here. People are being killed. We pay our taxes and follow all the rules. Come get us. We cannot stay here. You have to evacuate the people that are here. We are part of France, so get off your butts. Stop talking rubbish on television. There are not 10 deaths, there are thousands of deaths, so get off your butts and come help us." And due to the intensity of the storm, the waters had to actually suck away from some of the shorelines of the Bahamas and even places in Tampa also. One report even says the ocean is missing. Rare phenomenon caused by Irma sucks the water from Bahamas beaches. Hurricane Irma is so strong that it sucked water into itself and away from shorelines in the Bahamas. Video footage from Long Island, Bahamas shows a dry ocean floor after Hurricane Irma hit. And this was as of last week. Now, normally when this happens, they say that this is a sign of a tsunami, but they say that the water will be likely back to normal soon enough. But this isn't just happening when it comes to Hurricane Irma. Oh no, this has been going on worldwide and it's been increasing and intensifying for the past how many months now, because just last month something very similar also happened in parts of Brazil and Uruguay. To the point where there's hardly any water shown, as you can see right here in a picture that was taken in Uruguay. Little to no water at all, and like I said, this is going on worldwide as we see. This was taken in Paraguay, and like I said, this was from last month. So we see all of the waters that are receding due to the hurricanes and earthquake activity that's been going on worldwide. Now, a better question is, when the waters receded, have they even returned from Hurricane Irma? And will they do the same thing when it comes to Hurricane Jose? And of course, when it comes to Hurricane Maria, if it turns into a hurricane? These are some things that we definitely need to look out for, not just here in America, but of course the rest of the world. And speaking of birthing, because we know the elite and the Illuminati are preparing for the capping of their new world order and are testing everything ahead of time like they've been doing, that's why you're seeing an uptick in power outages, hurricanes, which are man-made by the way, earthquakes, which also are man-made. Just go to HAARP and CERN and they'll tell you all about it, and you should be very concerned indeed, especially when I tell you too that if you look at CERN's current schedule, as we went over in a video a few days ago, they turned back on their LHC, or their machine, as of September 23rd, 2017, and it will be on all the way until October 22nd, 2017. What perfect timing indeed. Now, this also is a cover. Now, this comes from the Economist cover, the picture that you're currently looking at. It's a snapshot of it, and I've gone over this before in great detail, actually, but the reason I'm showing you this is because, once again, what do the elite and the Illuminati like to do? Subliminal predictive programming, just like here where you see a baby reaching for the globe, and we know the truth about that, but once again we see it right in front of our faces. Birthing, that's what it's time for. And of course, these years right here, all of these years have to do with what? An economic collapse of some sort. What are they really showing us? Please seek Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha, because it's only a matter of time. But this is Truth Unveiled here, keeping you updated as always, and saying as always, Shalom.